East French League and all
Are you
that stuff.
comparing Wembanyama to Bol Bol?
Bol Bol is the first 7'4" guy that we've seen come out with the handle, shoot the threes. Yes, y'all acting like y'all ain't never seen a guy like that before. Bol Bol's the first guy. That's all I'm saying.
Now, is this actually real or is Shaq just having fun? Okay, let's talk about Bol Bol then. Okay, Bol Bol, a 7'4" big guy who has the handles of a point guard and can shoot the threes. A new type of center called the unicorn. Now, even with a skill set like these, he was still drafted 44 in the draft pick. Now, the question is why? And the first thing you'll see is actually that he's very inconsistent in putting up the same numbers, putting up the same stats every night. Now, when he was still playing for the Denver Nuggets, it actually looks like he wasn't being given much of a chance, given he was playing with Nikola Jokic, which is the best center in the league right now. But when he got transferred to Orlando, it became apparent that this guy is actually inconsistent. When he was playing for Orlando, he was scoring 16 points, 10 rebounds, and a 45% shooting percentage in the 3-point line. But this is the first 10 games, and the more minutes he played, the more he became inconsistent. Because after that 10 games, he was only scoring 9 points and 5 rebounds and shooting very poorly in the 3-point line. So yeah, consistency is a problem. Now the second problem about him is his effort. The dude plays lazy defense. Don't get me wrong, he does get those blocks, but only because he's very tall, like he's 7'4", of course he's gonna get those blocks. An example of this is this, like he just let that guy go. Now he could have gotten that chase down block, dude, but no, he just let him go. Now look how Kobe does it. He gets a turnover, but doesn't give up on the play, and at the end, he gets a chase down block. There's a difference between being tall and being a good defender. Now the last bad thing about Bol Bol is actually his playstyle. His insistency on playing the guard and playing lazy on defense makes him a liability on the court. The way he plays is very far from the paint, and this is bad because if your tallest player in the team is not in the paint, you're gonna have a hard time trying to get the rebounds. He also shows bad decision making, like refusing to pass the ball or forcing a shot when he doesn't need to. So yeah, these are the three things that's a problem for Bol Bol, like inconsistency, lack of effort. If this guy shows just a bit of effort, this guy's an actual beast. But most of the time, yeah, you don't see it. And lastly, his unique playstyle, which is very hard to adapt to a team, makes him very hard to put in the team. Even though in the first 10 games of the Orlando Magic, he was scoring double-doubles like 16 points and 10 rebounds, they still waved him off after that year. When the Denver Nuggets, one of the best teams in the NBA, is fine letting you go, and the Orlando Magic, which is a rebuilding team, doesn't want you, it's actually a very bad sign for you. Or in this case, a bad sign for Bol Bol. In the Phoenix Suns, they're barely putting him on the court and he's barely scoring a point for them and barely doing rebounds and barely doing anything. Because again, they don't know what to do with him. The reason unicorns is so valued in the NBA, it's because of their versatility. They can fit on whatever the team needs or whatever the team wants. But for Bol Bol, it's the team that has to adjust to him, which kind of defeats the purpose of him being a versatile player. If he keeps refusing to change his game to fit the team and doesn't improve on his game, he might play himself out the NBA. Which is kind of sad seeing Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama, unicorns of the league, is actually dominating in the NBA and gonna be future all-stars of the league. So yeah, right now, Bol Bol is kind of a bust.